Welcome back, gamers, to another episode of the Slow Runcast. I'm your host, the Iraqi Balboa, joined by my friend and co-host, Derwin Luke, or as I prefer to call him, the Derwinator.
What's up?
What's going on, my man?
Nothing much. Just
Playing Terminator 2D No Fate?
I still haven't picked it up.
You're the Derwinator.
I know.
What's your fate?
It's also a $35 game, just like Cosmic Invasion.
You know, there was rumors, I think that game like showed up on a store and it was like $60 or something stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so thank God that didn't actually pan out to be its actual price. Maybe it was just a placeholder price.
Yeah, I think the reviews were just like okay for it. Like it's kind of a fun game, but it's not like a full-size game for sure.
Yeah, that's what the review. But a lot of the like reviews I actually watched or listened to really like this game. But they're like mostly old heads that were like, you know, super excited by this type of thing.
Yeah, it's like a nostalgia factor. But we basically got Cosmic Invasion and this back to back.
Yeah, like 2 weeks apart. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it on Game Pass as well? Because I know
it is not on Game Pass from what I believe. There's apparently another Terminator game that was supposed to come out this year. I can't remember its name. It was supposed to be like kind of open world-ish, I think.
Like Terminator like Genesis or something? Or am I just making this up completely?
That title might be made up.
Open world game.
Terminator Survivors.
It looks like.
Yeah. Apparently it was supposed to come out in 2025, but they just delayed
it. Still
it
says to be announced.
They said it's no longer. It's supposed to be like a co-op game. It's no longer going to be co-op.
Interesting.
What else have you been playing? Have you run credits on Metroid Prime 4?
I have. I'm finally done.
Nice.
You haven't?
Do you want to just talk about it now?
Yeah, let's just get right into it.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like we are going to be getting a spoiler cast episode for Metroid.
Listen, bro, I tried. I mean, I know like I was even stubborn because you said I wasn't going to finish this game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe it's this game. Maybe it's these games in general. I wouldn't like. Okay, so just a little bit of history. I never owned a GameCube when I was a kid. So about as much experience as I have with Metroid Prime is like watch someone play them, maybe, or hear about them, or see them on like a flyer for a store, like for video games. I was always interested in them, but never played them. And they always looked like the best looking game at the time. You know what I mean? Like first Metroid Prime or whatever was like, you saw it and then you're like, wow, this game looks amazing.
Yes, it was game changing on the Wii with the motion controls and everything like that.
Is that Metroid Prime 3 that was on the Wii, or is that also GameCube?
I thought the first one was also on the Wii.
Maybe, yeah, they probably ported it to the Wii or something.
Yeah, that's my first experience with a 3D Metroid was on the Switch, or not on the Switch, the Wii.
The Wii.
Yes.
Recently, I tried to play, well, not recently, but when it came out, Metroid Dread. Yeah. I started that game twice. I got a little bit lost and I got a little bit turned off. The art style and the world weren't really my thing. However, I did find what I played enjoyable, but it was really hard. Like I'd play and then I'd like try to get back to it. Like after a few days, I'm like, where the heck am I? Like, you know, the whole Metroidvania thing.
Yeah, it is very hard to jump back into it.
Yeah, for sure. Metroid Prime Remastered, I think I tried when that came out, 23 was it, on the Switch? I think I tried to take it, like we went to Mexico. I tried to play it in Mexico. I couldn't get into it. So really, I have no background.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
That's fair.
And I tried it. I started it. I got through the first opening area. And then once you get your psychic powers, the whole like the jungle kind of area. And then I literally just got the motorbike. I actually might play a little bit more just to see what the motorbike's like. Viola
really?
Or whatever. Well, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know if the motorbike is the strongest part of the game. I feel like you should try at least clearing another sector or like another like part of the map, basically. Because you are heading towards the electrical factory, right?
Like I'm in a factory right now.
Yeah, the Wind Forge or something like that, right?
I don't know if it's Wind Forge, but I'm in a factory. Like you have to go up and down a bunch of things and there's some lightning thing or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think that's the Wind Forge or something like that. I forget the full name, but it does pick up a little bit after that, I find, just because you start unlocking a little bit more of your suit, but I don't know.
The combat I find like boring, like literally like borderline, like what is going on here? Like I feel like there's hardly any enemies. I don't know if this is a Metroid Prime thing, but there's hardly any enemies, and most of them are like
The same.
there's the same weak, dumb kind of like non-sentient being that just kind of runs into you, and then every now and then some guys will show up with guns and stuff, but it's like whatever. And then like the puzzles aren't really that engaging, frankly. And honestly, this whole scan thing, you scan everything. And it's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, thank you. So I'm just like, what do I do here? Let me scan it. Oh, I scanned it. You told me exactly what to do. What? Like, do I have to not scan things to make this game fun so I could figure them out myself?
But then if you don't scan things, you can't progress the story because some of the things you have to scan in order for them to activate.
Yeah, that too, right? So you have to, like, so I don't know what to scan and what not to scan.
Did you think that the scanning was a little bit slow?
Dude, I felt like 50% of my playtime was scanning. I just go into an area, be like, okay, let me turn this on. What am I going to scan? Okay, scan this. Oh, this is a useless piece of information. I didn't need to scan it. Okay, scan this. That was also useless. Scan this. This tells me what I need to do. Oh, scan this. This is what's going to progress.
Yeah.
Like, and then I don't really feel the Metroidvania of it. Like, there's some places where you know, circle back and revisit, like on your way back to the thing. It's like, oh, I wonder what this is for. After I got to the end of this level, this is for coming back, sort of thing. I don't know. I'm like, frankly, I'm been borderline gonna fall asleep when I play this game. Like so bored, out of my mind. Maybe it gets better. Maybe I'm just not getting it. I don't know. Anyway,
It picks
that's
up
my
a
little.
little bit, but not really by much.
That's my experience. You could go ahead and dump everything you gotta say about it on
Yeah.
top of that.
I do agree with some of the sentiment. It is kind of very slow to begin with. The story is very lackluster. Basically, what happens is that you are fighting some space pirate guy. There's some random flashbacks, and you are just finding these MacGuffins to teleport yourself back home. Is literally the whole story. You're stranded on a planet. You lost all your powers, of course, like every other Metroid game. And then yeah, it's just kind of a little bit of a bore. They added NPCs this time. You've met Mackenzie, which is the first
I have.
one.
There's
There's,
Mackenzie.
I think, 3 or 4 more. There's a robot, there's this sniper guy, and then like 2 other like rangers, basically. None of them really add to the story, which I found kind of weird to include them in the story, but they kind of just are very, very background characters. Mackenzie is the most important one because he does help you upgrade your suit, which you'll find out, etc., etc. But yeah, I don't know. It was a weird inclusion with the NPC.
Apparently, there's like 30 minutes of like cut out dialogue with NPCs that somebody like I don't know how they find it. They data mine it.
I'm glad they honestly cut that out then.
Apparently, it was on the funnier side too. They cut it out because
So a little bit
funny
more,
for the tone.
yeah, a little bit more like high on life, or because Mackenzie is kind of like a comic relief character.
Maybe to not a high on life level, but
Yeah. Anyways, like I was saying, I'm glad they cut this out. I really hate that they're trying to talk to Samus and Samus is literally ignoring them.
yeah, she just nods.
And it gets worse and worse as the story goes on. We can get into like a little bit of spoiler for the story here. So, spoiler warning, you have like 5 seconds or whatever to click away. But at the very end, you fight that Silex guy, and then your crew basically hold on to him and it allows you to escape the planet. So they kind of sacrifice themselves, but you haven't built enough of a relationship with them in order for it to pay off. So
like
again,
it's like I'm supposed to care about this. I don't.
Yeah, you really don't. So that was just kind of a waste. I would actually prefer if Samus was just on the planet herself and just doing whatever she does. It adds zero things for me to like go back and talk to these people, right? And they don't do anything other than Mackenzie. Like, he's the only one that upgrades your weapons. Like, these other guys, they don't really do anything. They're not a shop. They're not an NPC that they can, like, sell you things or, like, refresh your health or anything like that. They literally just kind of stand around the base when you unlock them. Yeah. The levels don't change when you go back a second time because it does make you backtrack forcefully to unlock certain areas. So let's say you've unlocked that wind place. Basically, there's like an ice and fire place as well. So it makes you go to like the ice place, and then there's a certain part in the wind place or whatever that you can't access yet until you visit the fireplace. But when you go back and visit that area, the enemies don't change. Like, you know exactly what you're expecting when you walk back into there. So it's just kind of a task to go back and search for these new areas. Like, there's no increased challenge to it.
So it's not like God of War 2018 or Ragnarok where sometimes you had to revisit a region you've already been to, but there's like a new path because you have like some new abilities that you unlock this new path and it creates like, you know, do you know what I'm talking about?
There is like a new path that has come up, but everything that leads to that path again is like the same enemies, which is,
Yeah.
you know,
Do
nothing
the enemies get more
really,
interesting? Does the combat get more interesting at all?
not really. So basically, as you progress, the enemies do get harder per se, but
Okay.
it's a HP sponge kind of situation.
Mm.
So like the green energy basically powers them up. So like enemies that are on the main open world map get quite a bit stronger. They introduce some robots, which I think you probably have started to see, and there's a few robots that kind of like flash around really quick, but all of their like move types are pretty easy. They don't
Okay.
run into any issues. The only thing sometimes that is challenging about this game are the bosses. And that's simply because like you haven't understood their move set, or there's like a certain thing
They
that
have a
you need
gimmick.
to do, yes, in order to basically stop them from attacking, or like there's a certain way that you can avoid their attack. And there's only one way to do it. So the main thing is like figuring out their move set, but their move sets aren't very difficult.
Yeah, like once you. Well, here's the other thing too. I don't know if it changes, but I find the game very easy. So I think the one or two bosses I fought, yeah, in the beginning I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know, but like I didn't die. Like I had enough time to like. They gave you so much health back that like I didn't die. Like I could. Okay, I'm like it took me forever to figure out what to do, but I found out what to do on that first try because it wasn't.
Yeah.
Does
So
it get any harder? Like I found it was really easy.
it does, I think. Some of the bosses, like if you don't figure out your like their gimmick in like the first few times that you fight them, you just keep dying to them, right?
Yeah.
Especially the last few bosses, I'd say. But for most of the game, it's fairly easy.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like there was nothing special about any of the bosses either. Like Ripley doesn't show up, which is like Samus's
Really?
like, yeah. Yeah, Ripley doesn't show up in this game, which is I found a little bit weird because like that guy always shows up. Yeah, and like none of these monsters that you kind of fight are very special. They're just more annoying than anything. And I really hate how some of the boss fights like really take you out of it and force you to use that stupid control beam.
The one where you're supposed to start scanning and then you shoot it.
Yeah,
with
the one
control
where
beam?
you like, yeah, you start scanning and then you charge it up and then you can control where like the beam goes.
Yeah, it takes you out of it. But it's like what's happening? Like everything, the world all freezes and you're just shooting this control beam in there.
Yes. And it's like a gimmick because it's not a challenge to hit the boss with this control beam. Everything's moving slow anyways. It's just more annoying trying to get this control beam to go where you want it to
To
go.
actually.
Yeah. Other thoughts about it? The motorcycle is literally the worst mechanic, I find.
Jeez.
The controls suck for it. Basically, one of the things that you're supposed to do on the motorcycle open world, which is barren, by the way, other than like key locations, really annoying enemies too. Because
Okay.
you're trying to travel somewhere and then these enemies just kind of follow you along and they like drop bombs in your way. I'm like, just get out
While
of my
you're on the motorcycle.
way. You're more annoying to fight than like to try and avoid. You know, it's not engaging. But yeah, there's certain areas that you have to go to, and then it's like the same monsters come back, and there's no point in visiting these certain areas until like the end game too, which is really annoying. There's shrines that you
Okay.
can visit, but then all like the places with the robot parts and like the broken down stuff, no point in going to until you actually unlock the ability to visit there and transport those parts away.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an open world. The motorcycle, you're supposed to collect these green gems to further unlock more of your suit. Have you
Okay.
noticed the green gems that are kind of just sitting in the desert?
Yeah.
Or
I've
not
gotten
really?
some.
Yeah, yeah. So you have to like basically break a bunch of them in order to unlock more of your powers. But they never
Really?
really explain that mechanic to you. Or I totally just like skip past it because the story's so boring.
I've seen them in the desert. There's some of them are broken in different ways, but some of them was like just the basic
Yeah, you
gun
just
that
have to
shot the
run over
person.
them.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
really annoying trying to maneuver your bike to like break them all because there's like
Mm,
sometimes three that are bundled together. You'll get two, but then you have to like loop back to get
I
that
get it.
last
I get
one.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the riding mechanic is so boring.
Wow. I don't know. It seems like we're kind of on the same boat, but you just pushed through and finished it, or were you enjoying it more than me? I don't.
I think I enjoyed it a little bit more once I basically unlocked all the powers
Hmm.
and like the requirements to unlock everything on the map because then I like revisited and then I just like fully explored the area.
Okay.
So it wasn't as bad. I still finished it all. I didn't 100% it. I think I ended up with like 50% or 60% scans because it does apparently track everything that you scan. So if you want to 100% it, you
You have
have
to
to
scan
scan
everything.
everything.
I know this, and that's why I was scanning everything in the beginning. I'm like, yo, I want to get 100% on this game. It looks like it's not hard to 100% it. Like I was looking at the how long to beat. It's like 17 hours. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like, oh, dude, I'm just literally scanning for 50% of the game. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know. It's remember Metroid Prime being way more fun than this. Maybe because of like the nostalgia factor or
Sorry to think maybe because this game was fun in 2000 and whenever it came out, but we've
maybe.
come so long in video games that just trying to make this again doesn't make for a very fun game. I don't know. Maybe we've just come so far in this genre that this kind of doesn't do it anymore. I don't know.
Yeah. I just don't understand why like they didn't try and make Samus more, I don't know, like relatable, like more of like a hero. Like it's boring when she seems to not care, to not have a voice. You
Yeah.
have the rest of the voice cast like properly voiced. Why not just give Samus a voice in this? I really don't understand that take, especially if you're going to be throwing NPCs in there for you to interact with, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like imagine a Ghost of Yote where
It doesn't talk.
Atsu says nothing or a Jin that says nothing.
There's some games that make use of a silent protagonist that I think it works just fine. The From Software games come to mind, where you're a silent protagonist. You don't really say anything. You're just a character created in the character creation menu, and that's it. And really, people just talk to you, and you don't say anything, and you kind of learn about the world, and you see a story unfold from the outside. Like it's not your story. Well, it is your story, but you almost like see it from the outside. I don't know how to describe it in any other way, but this seems like Samus is the thing, you know. She is the main character, so to have her like as like a just a kind of a faceless no name does I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Positives, it does look very pretty.
It
If
does.
you've I don't know if you've experienced it yet, but sometimes when you shoot at certain things and there's like a backflash into your helmet, you can see like
Yes,
Samus's
yes. You
face.
can see Samus's
I think
face.
that those are like my
That's so
favorite
cool.
moments.
Yeah,
And like when the water hits the visor and stuff like that.
that is very cool. It's like a very immersive first person shooter where they're like, no, 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 you are Samus, right? So
Mhm.
you are gonna see if you see the reflection, you'll see your face or the water droplets or whatever. And to be honest with you, performance I thought very good. I am playing docked primarily. Like no,
Mhm.
actually, in its entirety, I've been playing dock. I haven't touched it handheld. It looks really beautiful. It looks really good. I don't know how this thing runs on a Switch One. Do we know? What's the word on the street?
I don't want to find out.
Yeah. So
It's smooth as butter on Switch 2. I didn't have any glitches. I didn't have any crashes. It's the one thing Nintendo's really good at in terms of like just making a game that works for the most part. Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, all in all, I can't give this more than an 8. Like I'm leaning towards a 6
really. Okay, so
out of
this is
10.
I was gonna ask you. It is a 79 on Metacritic. Do you think that is a reasonable score?
I think that's still a little bit too high. Like technically in terms of like performance and how it runs good. Gameplay is stale. The weapon choices, there's no melee. There's just like the elemental options and the missile. So it's just you shoot things. There's barely any variation in enemy types. The only variation is in bosses. So it's hard to give high scores on like variation. And I don't know. The enemies that you fight are kind of just like boring.
They are. That's
Yeah, they're
what
like
about like the bosses? Are the bosses at least a little bit fun?
not really. It's like so quick timey. Like you need to basically do certain things. You get them to this point in health, then they revive. They do the same move sets. You rinse and repeat. You weaken them, then they like stun, and you can do big damage to them. Then they recover, and then you do the same thing over and over again. Yeah, like I don't know. Like the final boss is in 3 phases. Phase 2 is so stupid. Like I don't even know why they bothered adding it. And the first part, oh my god, the final boss fight, you have to babysit the NPCs.
You told me about this because I noticed this like there was one segment where I was with Mackenzie, Miles Mackenzie, is that his name? Where he like got downed and I had to go like revive him. I
Yeah,
didn't realize
so
that was a thing.
that happens a few times with all the different NPCs. And then yeah, the final boss fight, all the NPCs are fighting against that guy. So like if one of them goes down, that's fine. You can heal them, but if the boss attacks again
Yeah.
and they run out of health, you have to start over again.
Oh, that's
So I think I started like the final boss fight like at least 5 times because of like them dying.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's one stage in that first part where they just suck at dodging this certain type of element that's thrown at them. So they get struck and then they're down, and if you don't hurry up to like heal them, the next shot they'll die and then you die.
Final thoughts? Anything else to add there?
Yeah. No, I'm just glad it's done. I can see why Nintendo didn't put this as a launch title.
Why? How come? You thought
Bonanza was better than this.
okay.
And I
But-
feel like Mario Kart World is more fun than this in certain
But-
aspects.
I think they were just trying to pace things out. Probably no.
Yeah, I understand that, but I can see why they put like some of the better sellers up front
Instead of this, yeah.
instead of
I
this.
think this wasn't ready. I think if it was ready, they would have released it before December.
This was been in development for so long though.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything, right? You could be in development forever and not be ready.
Yeah. I don't know. I really wonder how much Nintendo paid for this. Because I feel like this is a Game Freak amount of money, not a a full development cost.
My gut tells me they would have spent more money on this than a Pokemon.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they definitely did, but it feels like it's almost like a Pokemon in terms of, variation in monsters and like actual story.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It seems like the game does kind of end on a cliffhanger of sorts. So we'll see if this gets a
There'll be
sequel.
more.
I'm sure
There'll
it
be
will.
more, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I wonder if they will launch a full trilogy again.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Have you been playing anything else, Derwin, that you want to talk about?
No, not really. I've been hard on Hades 2 because I'm trying to finally beat Chronos.
Mm.
And
thought
I'm
you
not
beat
having luck.
Chronos.
Sorry?
I thought you beat Chronos.
No, like fully beat him.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I mean, I haven't played this game enough time. Like, I'm like, you already beat the game. You beat the guy. But you're like, oh, you and Talha.
Yeah,
like, oh,
but you
gotta
have
do the
to-
other run.
Complete the story. So it's multiple runs. I did find out going up to the mortal world, Prometheus is not the final boss of the mortal world.
Oh, you thought Prometheus. Okay.
Yeah, I thought Prometheus was the final boss. I beat him. I did finally figure out his moveset. There is actually another boss after him, and that seems to be the final boss. And that one is pretty hard, and I have yet to beat it.
Hades 2. I wonder if that's going to make your shortlist. I think it will for this year.
I think it will too.
Top 5.
I actually really love Hades too.
I know you do, yeah. Anything else?
No, that is it, sir.
Hey,
What are you up to?
I've been tinkering with a few things, but the one thing I want to talk about is this game I've been playing called Skate Story. This is, I think, a solo dev, but it is being published by Devolver Digital. And I'm going to fact check myself here. Yeah, Devolver Digital. American indie dev Sam Eng, which is that one person?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, right. So this is a skateboarding game, really, for lack of a better word, in kind of a cosmic horror setting. It's not really a horror game, but you are this soul
Okay.
that is trapped in the underworld. It's almost like Hades 1. You're trying to get out of the underworld.
Okay.
And people in the underworld are like always hungry and they can't sleep because the moon is always beaming at them. So this guy decides he is going to get rid of the moon so he could go to sleep. But by doing that, he's also going to eat the moon so he could, fill his hunger. And signs a contract with the devil to be able to get a skateboard to chase after the moon, basically. But then as a compromise, he becomes a glass man. So every time he hits something, he shatters into 1,000 pieces. And you're this glass man on a skateboard going through these like psychedelic, underworld, cosmic, more on the dark color palette setting scenarios where you're just riding this board, doing tricks and flips, increasing your speed, increasing your height, going through a bunch of obstacles. There's like this cool mechanic where you could do damage to enemies, where you're fighting bosses. And you go to these different chapters, and each chapter turns out to be a different moon. You eat one moon, but then you find out actually there's another one. You're deeper into the underworld. And then you eat the next moon, and then you move on. So, it is on PlayStation Plus Extra, which is the middle tier. They just added it, and it just came out on December 8th. So it came day and date to the service. So, and I don't think it's very expensive, even if you just want to outright buy it. I'm not that far. I started it not yesterday, the day before. Literally after I told you I'm done with Metroid, I started Skate Story.
Is it more interesting, Metroid?
Yeah, it was kind of on my radar. It's $26. So
it's fair.
Well, yeah. So $26.
Is it a quarter of the fun of Metroid Prime 4?
Oh yeah, for me, like these games, like I could have already told you it was going to be funner than Metroid Prime 4 because these games are actually kind of like my thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
a little bit more.
Just go around and do tricks. It's very zen, like it's a vibe. It's what I really like games that are just like a vibe, a zen, like a flow state game. You're just doing tricks. I'm not going to say it's the craziest skateboarding game there is out there, right? There probably is better. I mean, I didn't play Skate from this year. I did play Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake. But yeah, it's great. I love the art style. I love the vibe. I love the mood, Like there's no like voice acting. The budget isn't very high for that. So lots of like dialogue. And a lot of it is really like edgy philosophical dialogue done in a comedic kind of fashion. So it's kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Nothing like really serious. Yeah, so maybe I'll talk more about it when I beat it, but that's kind of it. Like it's
Is it a long game or did you look it up?
No, it is not a long game. From my understanding, it is like from what I read online, the platinum is like I want to say like 10 hours.
Oh, that's really quick. Yeah.
There is a cursed
mode.
Oh, there's like a cursed trophy on the platinum, so that might be an issue. Like a really stupid trophy on the platinum, but we'll see.
As long as
I saw somebody was like, I beat the game in 5 hours, and then the other 5 hours I was chasing the trophy.
God.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's Skate Story. There is one more thing that I've been trying to play: Elden Ring Night Rain DLC. I don't even know what the DLC is called. What is it? Elden Ring Night Rain. I don't freaking. What's the DLC called?
I have no idea.
The Forsaken Hollows. This came out in the beginning of the month. So there's 2 new characters. There are 2 new bosses. Those 2 new bosses happen in a new shifting earth, which effectively changes the entire map. So there's really a new map. The new map doesn't apply to all the bosses. It only applies to these 2.
Are they significantly harder bosses?
Buddy, they must be because we haven't even got to them yet.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So, I mean, we got really good at this game when we played it this year, me and my buddies that were playing. Like I figured out the map that the game, like, because there's only one map, right? When the game came out, I had like figured out that map. I knew how to like rotate it. I know how to do like everything in the most like I knew how to do everything like the most optimal way. We got really good at the base game. Figured out how to like rotate the map, which way to start. Like, well, you don't pick where you start; they kind of pick for you. But where to go next? Like, what's the items that we want to hit up? Like, what's the perfect build? Like, I had already tried all the characters. I knew what all the characters did. I had, like, a decent level of proficiency with all the characters. Like, kind of explored inside and out of the base game's map. Like, knew where everything kind of was, what to expect in certain areas, what were some, like, surefire areas to look for certain things. The shifting earths, like, I understood how to, like, do all of those. So, this was brand new. Brand new map. Holy smokes, man. It is tough. Damn. It is tough trying to learn a new map. And this map is way harder than the base game map. It is almost akin to Shadow of the Erdtree compared to base Elden Ring. For those who know, Shadow of the Erdtree had an insane amount of verticality added to its map. whereby like areas were kind of like layered, like where there was top, bottom, and the way they all intertwined and they connected was convoluted and confusing. Like I'm talking about the open world map. Whereas the base Elden Ring game, everything was a little bit more flat. You know, there was some verticality, but it wasn't anything crazy. Things connected kind of like horizontally, and there was some verticality in the DLC. But this, holy smokes, man, it is nuts. There's places where we're like trying to go to the circle. It's like a dead end. We're looking. It's like, dude, it's sheer drop down to hell from here. We'd have to go back and rotate around this way to get to where we need to go. We're screwed. Like there was a lot of that. And then there's like some new areas and buildings that didn't exist in the thing that have different kind of gimmicks to them and new enemies. If we're going to progress with this thing, we're going to need to learn a little bit more. There's 2 characters. Unfortunately, the characters I think are kind of lame. There's like a weird strength build that's like a woman, which usually the strength build's like the big buff guy, right? But this is like a skinny woman who like is kind of fast, but then she's a strength build. And then the other guy is some type of support character who does some weird convoluted thing called analyze. I don't even understand what it does, to be honest with you. So trying to figure that out.
Yeah. Have you played them a lot, or are you trying to?
I haven't actually tinkered with them too much. Because we were just trying to like learn the map first. I'm like, I'd rather just like go to old reliable. Which
Are they
by the end of the game?
Because you have to strengthen them up, right? Basically.
No, not really. The way Elden Ring Night Rain works is like the characters don't need to be leveled up. What happens is, because it's a roguelite, the only thing the character has is these things called relics that you put in a chalice, and there's different colors for them. There's red, greens, blues, yellows, right? And depending on the chalice you have a choice of like different. It's like, okay, you have 1 red slot, 1 yellow slot, 1 green slot, or you have all 3 green slots, or you have whatever. So all I needed to do was just fill out their chalices, like buy that fuel for them and then fill them up with the ones that I already have. So it's not like they would be under leveled or anything compared to any of my other characters. We are having a tough time though playing with all the boys just because everyone's schedule. So I don't know how long this is going to last, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's it for me, Derwin.
Yeah. So are you hoping to just beat the 2 bosses on Elden Ring, Night Rain? That's kind of like short-term goal, and maybe finish Skate Story?
Skate Story for sure. Skate Story is my primary goal right now. I want to get the plat on Skate Story. Elden Ring, Night Rain is going to be up to when the boys want to play, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like I can't really do anything else. But I do intend on getting into Arc Raiders because it just went on sale on PlayStation, actually. I just checked right now.
Yeah,
it went
$30.
Today. It's $42.
$42? Nice. Yeah. I really want to finish Indiana Jones. I really like it, and I do want to commit the time to finish it because it is actually like interesting. I want to know what happens in the whole story.
Can I spoil something small for you? I've been listening to our Game of the Year episode from last year so we could prepare for the ones from this year. And we had a category which was our top 5 missed games which we missed playing this year and we thought may possibly break it into our top 5 if we played them. And one of the ones on your list was Indiana Jones from last year. So you're playing it now. So maybe it will change the metrics for your 2024 list.
Yeah, I mean,
what I'm trying to tell you is if you want me to delay that episode, I can delay it so that you could get enough time to finish Indiana Jones.
No, we can go ahead. I feel like we are getting close to the end of the year that we should really talk about it. I mean, I don't think that counts as
everybody does their game like the year like thing in like January.
Does it?
Like a lot of outlets just do it in January or whatever. I mean, IGN just did theirs recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if mine will change too much. I don't know if I would count it. Is it a game for this year technically?
No. It's not for like, I mean, as in if you want to add it to a retrospective game of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could count it for this year. It came out on PS4.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if it would change the rankings for last year.
Is there any game that you want to play that you haven't played yet this year that you want to get in before the end of this year to like for that you think?
I don't know about the end of this year, considering like I've got that backlog going, but I feel like both you and I missed Arc Raiders. I don't know if it's worth the $42 to jump into it now.
Yeah, that's one of the ones. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about if Arc Raiders is really good. I'm going to spoil this for you. If Arc Raiders is really good, I'm going to ask if we could delay our Game of the Year episode by a week.
All right. Does it mean I have to join you in rating?
Oh, you are more than welcome. I'm gonna buy it. I mean, I think it's 3 people, but I'll see. I feel like once I buy it, the domino effect is gonna happen, and like everybody in my friend group's gonna buy it. I
Yeah.
think I'm gonna play with a guy from work too. I talked to him about it, so we'll see.
And I think another one that I just haven't had time to play is Death by Scrolling. That was another one that popped up on one of was that the Summer Games Awards or something? Or not the
It was
Summer Games.
what was it called?
Summer Games Fest?
No, Gamescom.
Gamescom. Yeah. And that one looked really good, but I have it bought and I just haven't even launched it yet.
I mean, I got a lot, but I know I'm not gonna get to Ninja Gaiden 4, Outer Worlds 2. Originally, I wanted to get to Hades 2, but I don't think I'm gonna finish that. Ones I think I can finish reasonably before the end of the year is probably Silent Hill F and Lego Voyagers. And I was thinking Metroid Prime 4, but I might just I think I'm giving up on that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, Derwin, do you want to move on to news for this week?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, man. We're going to start off with a very, very sad story, unfortunately. This just happened today. Vince Zampella, who is the head of Battlefield and Respawn CEO, as well as the Call of Duty co-creator, passed away today in a fatal car collision at the age of 55 on the South Carolina Angel Crest Highway. There was even a video of it. It was caught on tape where he was driving out of a tunnel. Maybe like it took time for his eyes to adjust to the lighting because, you know, when you're leaving a tunnel. But yeah, his vehicle kind of veered a little bit and hit a concrete barrier. And he had a passenger with him who in the video you could see was ejected from the car, and a couple of guys tried to pull him out. Yeah, but they pulled him away, but it seems like he still passed away. And then
Yeah.
the driver was trapped in a fire. So we don't know if Vince was driving or if he was the passenger.
Okay.
Yeah, the vehicle was a 2026 Ferrari 296 GTS. Like, this is, a big loss for the video game world. Of course, a spokesperson from EA said this is an unimaginable loss, and our hearts are with Vince's family, his loved ones, and all those that touched by his work. Vince's influence on the video game industry was profound and far-reaching. So yeah, big loss for the video game world and the first-person shooter world. Like, he is a pioneer in like many a franchise, a series, Medal of Honor, Battlefield, Call of Duty. Yeah, I mean, he was the lead of Infinity Ward up until Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 in 2009, which, I mean, those are some of the best Infinity Ward Call of Duties. COD Modern Warfare, or COD 4 Modern Warfare, and Call of Duty 2. Yeah. Bad day, just 4 days before Christmas, or 3 days before Christmas. Yeah, it's tough loss. Crazy news that happened today.
I saw that, I think, early in the morning.
Yeah, you said that in the morning, but I didn't see it until later. Yeah, that's tough for his family. So
it's right before.
We hope they're doing well right now.
Yeah.
Moving along, Derwin, the Indie Game Awards happened this week. The winner was Claire Obscure Expedition 33. But in a moment of madness, a lot of madness that's been happening this week, they rescinded the award after the developers of Claire Obscure Expedition 33 admitted to using generative AI. We've been talking about AI for a couple weeks now, Derwin, and it's front and center of every week's news cycle. So apparently Sandfall Studios said they used Gen AI to create some textures in game during development that they said did not make their way to the final build. Like, they were removed almost as like placeholders or whatever. I don't understand, obviously. Neither of us are developers, so we don't understand exactly how this works. The Indie Game Awards has this no AI at all stance, which is, I don't like. This is going to be really hard stance to take. If something like just putting placeholders as art concept that doesn't make it to the end of the game is going to be enough to like rescind this award, it's going to be crazy. Like, I don't know where we're going to go from here. And then, like, there was some follow-up news about this whereby the Larian boss was having an interview with I believe it was Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, and he basically said that they are going to do exactly that. They are going to use AI for some concepts or something and placeholders, and he received some heavy backlash, to which he responded. This is Sven Vinky, and he said, "Holy F, guys, we're not pushing hard for or replacing concept artists with AI. We are a team of 72 artists, of which 23 are concept artists, and we are hiring more. The art they create is original, and I'm very proud of what they do." So then there was even clapback from some former Larian employees that said like BS, like there's people in the development studio that aren't happy with what you're doing, you're lying. He said basically that they're at a point where the company is more or less okay with the way they're using AI. Yeah, and then like even the developer of Kingdom Come Deliverance, who was also accused of using AI, but said they didn't, said it's time to face reality. AI is here to stay. Every developer is going to be using it moving forward. Even Hideo Kojima weighed in this week. He said AI is like smartphones. Like you cannot go back now. You can't just say, oh, we're going to,
I mean, we've said this, I think, from day one as well. Like, it's open. Like, you just have to adapt with the times. In a world where, let's say like internet and the smartphones, once it was open, right? There was no going back. We're not going to go back and drop our iPhones and be like, I'm going to go back and pick up my flip phone. And that's the one I'm going to be using forever, right? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense for some people or whatever if you want to stay off the internet. But yeah, like I can't just tell my boss I'm not gonna read emails because I'm not gonna when I'm out and about because my phone,
my phone doesn't support it.
Yeah,
and I don't support getting a new phone, right? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be backlash, but it's just kind of how the world is now. You just have to learn to be smarter and be able to use the AI and not lose to it, essentially, right?
Yeah, like I think there needs to be kind of new borders drawn, new boundaries. I think the old way doesn't work anymore. We have to adjust. We have to understand that like this is what we're dealing with and how do we as a society and how do we specifically as gamers, consumers of video games where do we want to put our money? I mean, I definitely don't want to be buying games made entirely by AI.
Yeah,
and playing those. I don't think I have any interest for that. But at what point does it stop? Like, where is my border to being like, oh no, this is gross? Like, I think replacing voice actors, like if you took the Claire Obscure cast and replaced those by AI, I would probably not be happy with that. If you took all the artists and all the art was AI done, like I wouldn't be happy by that. But at like what point? Like we talked about like Square Enix wanting to use it for QA. We talked about, these art placeholders or like, textures or whatever. Like where is the breaking point where we, it's like I'm okay with this or I'm not okay with this. This is a very reasonable use. It's a tool. I don't know. I'm not sure that like I think everybody's going to be using it moving forward, especially anybody that's not indie. Like anybody who's got like the publishers are going to put pressure. The stakeholders are going to put pressure. Why are we spending money on this when we could be using this to, speed up whatever?
Yeah, to speed up the whole process. And I mean, it makes sense sometimes for an indie developer too. Like, sometimes you may not be the best in a certain aspect of development or something. I don't know. I'm not a developer, but like,
it makes sense for every developer. Yeah.
Yeah, it could assist with I don't know, whatever you need it to do. You can double check your code. Like it just depends on how you're using it, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking more like indie developers saying, "Oh, I'm not using AI as like a marketing kind of tool." Say, "Oh, like buy my game, it's AI free," sort of thing. But yeah, of course, I think when it comes to development, it's going to help everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think this is going to be the story of 2026. I mean, every year we seem to have had like a big story, the Microsoft Activision acquisition, that merger was like a big story for a time. Think, like Sony's like multiplayer Forte was like the main story in the cycle for a time. I think the Switch 2, of course, when's the Switch 2 coming out? The Switch 2 rumor mill.
Yeah.
That was the big story for a time.
Yeah. I think it'll be AI based. It's either prices are going up because of AI, because of electronics, etc., or the use of AI in gaming and development. Those are like the two big ones for sure.
Moving along to another one, another big one, I think. I mean, you almost got it, Derwin, in the Game Awards, but they waited to screw you over. Bungie has finally confirmed a marathon release date and a $40 USD price point to come along with it. So it will not be free to play. It'll be paid. I think we already knew it was going to be paid, but we didn't know. We don't have an actual date from my understanding. We just know it's March 2026, which lines up with our previous kind of thoughts on that this is probably going to be like before the fiscal year, based on what Sony's chief financial officer was saying.
Yeah, they wanted it before end of Q1.
Did you watch the big 30-minute video that they posted about all the systems and everything?
Nope. I have zero interest for Marathon.
Well, I have a little bit of interest in Marathon, and I felt like the art style has kind of been switched up.
Has it? like a big
Yeah.
change or
No,
just
not a
like
big change,
a
a subtle
subtle?
change. Yeah, it's subtle. Doesn't look as intense as it used to.
Okay. Do you think it still stands out enough?
I think it always stood out, but like visually, I don't know if it's gonna stand out from like frankly from a game dev perspective. Like from a gameplay perspective. I don't know. Especially with Arc
Okay.
Raiders, like that's the question. Arc Raiders is gonna be the test, right?
Yeah, is it gonna be as big as Arc Raiders?
I don't think so. My gut feeling, I don't think so, but I don't know. We'll see. It can pick up, yeah. But apparently, this same week, this was announced. We found out that the senior art director of Bungie has left. Now we thought maybe this was happening this week, but we actually don't know this. They could have left a long time ago. Maybe it has something to do with the whole art debacle from the summer. So we don't exactly know for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, okay, moving on. Derwin, we talked last week about Fate of the Old Republic, which is the next game from the creator of Mass Effect and KOTOR. So the Jason Schreier was basically saying this game is like not coming out to 2023. And he basically clapped back saying, no, this game's coming out sooner than that. Do you believe him? I don't believe him.
Yeah, I don't believe him.
Yeah.
It was a cinematic, right? And
He just...
their studio was just founded too, right?
Apparently he was working on a game that just got canceled last year.
Okay, so not very likely.
No. Yeah, I am really curious to see what's going to happen. You know what is not going to happen? The Horizon clone from Tencent. Lights of, what's it called? Something of Motrium?
Lights of Mortrim, something like
Is it
that.
Light?
Yeah,
Light of Motrium.
Yeah.
Apparently, Tencent and Sony have settled the lawsuit privately, so we don't know exactly what the settlement was. And it is like settled with prejudice, which I think means that you can't open up the case again. And
Okay.
Lights of Motrium has been removed from the Steam and Epic Game Store.
Yeah, they took an L. Let's be real.
Yeah. So that is not, I don't think that's going to be 2025 news story. I think this little drama's done. 2026 news.
It's probably going to be completely scrapped.
Yeah, for sure. Or like changed entirely to see. Like, I mean, also,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I mean, I don't know why they just didn't let him do it, considering they let that NC Soft game go through. I don't know. Just let him do Horizon. It's so weird to me. Like,
Yeah.
just let him do the multiplayer.
And they asked multiple times, I remember, right? So
Yeah.
just they just don't like them.
Derwin, apparently we are getting a new FIFA game just in time for the FIFA 2026 World Cup, which comes out in June. Now, for those who don't know, the FIFA game was the EA Sports game. In 2023, it got into an argument. It looks like EA Sports and FIFA, and EA Sports no longer publishes their soccer game under the title FIFA, etc. It publishes under the title of EA FC, whatever, 26, 27, etc. Moving forward, the Football Federation decided that they are going to continue making FIFA games, but they're going to go find their own little thing to do. And it looks like they have settled on Netflix and a little known studio that's only ever worked on a support studio for 007 First Light. The studio is called Delphi Interactive out of California. They are working on whatever this next FIFA is going to be, that is going to be playable on mobile phones and streamable to televisions. So
Interesting.
Yeah, Netflix games developed and published by Delphi. I am curious to see what this is going to be in time.
I mean, it would be free then, right? With a Netflix subscription?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that, do you feel like that adds to your game or kind of cheapens it? Like, will it just be seen as like another, I don't know, Love Island Love Island game or like Stranger Things game?
Buddy, it's FIFA, so like it shouldn't be just another Love Island game.
But people
right?
don't really play FIFA on their phone, right?
There's been FIFAs on their phone, yeah. There's been FIFA versions on.
No. Is that a big thing though? I just don't know. I don't know enough about like mobile gaming, especially sports.
I've played a few FIFAs on mobile. They're like a different version of the console one, but this doesn't sound like it's a console game.
Something completely different.
Apparently, Naughty Dog is making overtime mandatory for intergalactic developers. This is a report from Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, where, quote, they have been pushing, or Naughty Dog has been pushing its staff to work long hours to get ready for an upcoming review of the demo by its parent company.
Yes, I heard this.
Yeah.
So this game must be pretty far away if they don't even have a demo up for it.
Well, yeah, like an internal demo.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't. We keep talking about this game is far away. I don't know why any. Like, I feel like I'm the only one who's like, yeah, yeah. Of course, it's far away. Like, why does anyone think it's soon? Like, I don't like. Naughty Dog is not a usually not a multi-game studio. So I don't think this thing was in full production until like
After the cancellation of
Last of Us Online, or at least not the cancellation, but you know how they tested it internally, and they're like, oh, hold your horses on this for a little bit, and then they canceled it outright. I don't know. Like, I'm not surprised it's taken this long.
I hope that this demo goes well, because I do not want to see this get slashed for another live service game.
Well, it's not going to get slashed for another live service game, but I wouldn't be surprised if it gets slashed. Depends on.
You think so?
Quote, the employees were instructed not to work more than 60 hours a week. Staff were also told to return to the office 5 days a week for this period, but from 3 days previously, sending some employees scrambling to find alternative care arrangements for children and pets. So they've been asked to work at least 8 extra hours per week, but not more than 60.
Interesting.
Which 60 is still 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. That's a lot of hours, right?
That is a lot of hours. I wonder what their structure is like in terms of how many people work from home and etc.
Well, I think it was right there. They were saying like it's 3 days in the office, 2 days at home.
Okay, so they want everybody to be in office 5 days a week. That's rough. That means 12-hour days.
Yeah. Driving in LA area. Where is Naughty Dog based in? Good luck, dude. If you live like an hour away, there you go. 2 more hours of your day gone.
Yeah, that's true. That's rough. You might as well live there, to be honest.
Yeah, basically. I don't know, man. Naughty Dog has in the past had like bad record for like crunch. And it seems like this is crunch that's happening just because they haven't released the game in a minute because they're busy doing some BS. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They're just really getting their bearings again.
Yeah. During Hollow Knight Silksong is getting a free DLC expansion next year, and a Switch 2 version of the original Hollow Knight is in development. Cool stuff.
That was like a random announcement on a random day of the week.
Yeah. They already showed a little teaser video.
Yes.
Do you have any intention on going back to Hollow Knight Silksong?
Absolutely not. That game is way too hard for me.
Yeah. I feel like
maybe if they give me unlimited lives and I can start from where I fell, there's no shot I'm pogoing. I suck at it so hard.
You know what? I know you are going to give a shot because I was just listening to our last year Game of the Year episode, and this was one of your retrospective games of the year. Dead Island 3, my friend, is in development and targeting a 2028 release date. Financial documents reveal.
Yeah. I think they had announced that they were working on like the next Dead Island a few months back when they did the anniversary for Dead Island 2 or something like that. So yeah, I'm excited. I enjoyed Dead Island 2. It was kind of just fun hacking away at zombies and following the absurd storyline. Yeah, it's fun. It's like it does remind me a bit of like Left 4 Dead mixed with Dead Rising. So there's like weird, wacky characters, and like the zombies aren't overly hard, so you can kind of mess around with them. Yeah, small little objectives to do. Yeah, it was a fun game. It was a fun, like, however many hours I sunk into it. People expect multiple playthroughs. I would not suggest it. I suggest just kind of running through it once with whatever character you want to play.
Nice. Another game which is being delayed until 2028, but this was revealed in 2020, is Ark 2, which is the survival MMO RPG where you're on dinosaurs. Durin, I am going to pick your brain to see if you remember when this game was revealed. Do you remember a video game trailer where Vin Diesel was riding a dinosaur?
Jeez. I kind of recall it.
Do you? I think it was from Game Awards. Might have been Game Awards 2021 or something.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. I remember seeing like the just kind of like the meme on it.
Yeah.
Like like the whole Fast and Furious, like, oh, we're riding dinosaurs now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember.
You should search it up. It's freaking hilarious. It's just Vin Diesel riding a dinosaur. It was like a CGI trailer, like a, what do you call it?
Yeah, and it's clearly him too, because he's got
it's him for sure.
Bald head.
Yeah.
You know what we haven't heard of in a while? This is like kind of a detour. The next Fast and Furious 10 Part 2.
Oh, I don't care, bro.
You don't care? I care. It's been years. It's been years since they announced, or since the first one came out. And like we were expecting it to be out like in a few years. But nope. It is
Is it?
still not out. I don't even know if they're filming.
Yeah, so it's actually 23. Yeah, is this the one that was the last one where they went to space or some shit?
No, I think that was the one before it. This one was maybe different. I honestly can't remember.
Yeah. Well, they won't be using any of the cars from Forza Motorsport because Forza Motorsport will no longer receive any content, Turn 10 says. This is after literally half their studio got slashed earlier this year as part of Microsoft's cuts, and they've been like basically reduced to a sports studio, unfortunately, which is really sad.
That one's the racing sim one, right?
The
Not the
simulator
arcade
one,
sim.
not the
Yeah,
playground one. Yeah.
it's sad. Well, I would say that they could have GT Gran Turismo on their platform, but they unfortunately are not sharing that.
I don't
PlayStation is
think
not
PlayStation's
sharing.
going to reciprocate.
Yeah.
Derwin, I have good news for you. It looks like the developers of Lords of the Fallen 2, who released Lords of the Fallen to a pretty bad state, but have been able to kind of turn around the ship over the last couple of years, they've taken a chapter or page out of
The Chinese developers.
Stellar Blades kind of, whole thing. And they said they will have attractive female characters in revealing outfits, which is crazy, bro. Like, it's like full turn. We're back to like 2002, bro. This is insane.
I don't know where we went wrong on the timeline, but I do not want to play as an Uggo. I don't want to play as an Uggo dude. I don't want to play as an Uggo girl. I don't want to play as an Uggo like blob. Like I want to be playing somebody cool, right?
No, I disagree. I'd play as Vin Diesel on a dinosaur. I know what you're talking about. Oh my God.
I mean, he's probably attractive to some people. So maybe
Probably.
they tried something, it didn't work, and now they're going back to old faithful.
Yeah, I mean, I think Stellar Blade sales made everybody turn their heads and start thinking.
I bet you it's still the most sold on Steam in terms of a PS5.
It is. We talked about it last time.
Yeah,
It is like by far, which is crazy. Like not even God of War or anything. Derwin, I missed a good opportunity for a segue. I should have put the Forza Motorsport here because we were talking about, the cuts. But I don't know if you noticed, there was no Xbox Wrap this year. And apparently it's because of budget constraints.
That's sad.
Oh my God, man. This is from I believe a post from Windows Central, a report from Windows Central that said, my sources suggest that, as you might expect, given that it is now the 18th, that Xbox is not doing the Wrapped this year. A lot of marketing budget that would have typically been allocated to something like an Xbox Wrapped is being poured into efforts to celebrate these major milestones for Xbox's brands and some of its games. They have their 25-year anniversary coming up. They're really kind of trying to make next year a big year. Although this year I think was a pretty big year for them too. So Microsoft themselves they try to debunk that that they set a 30% profit margin goal for Xbox this year, which is this is coming from a CNBC report, and it's basically countering Bloomberg's report about an ambitious 30% profit margin. Yeah, I don't know who I believe, frankly. If you're not setting this 30% profit margin, or if it's not for something else, then why the heck is everything happening that it's happening on Xbox? I just said Microsoft had a really big year, which is like contradictory to what I'm saying now. But yeah, they had a really big game year, but that game year doesn't pan out to like what they had as a console year. They had an absolutely catastrophic console year. One that I don't think me and you even predicted. I think we made some predictions that it was going to go a little bit south this year based on some things that were happening last year, but it went way, 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 way down.
Yeah.
Like completely been wiped off the map.
Yeah. Another one was Ubisoft, right? But we haven't even really heard much news about it, minus
It seems like they've been able to turn the ship around.
minus
Ubisoft
their
last year.
earnings being a little bit sketchy and them partnering up with Tencent a little bit more.
Yeah, so then apparently Ubisoft themselves have acquired Amazon Games Montreal team, which means that the former Rainbow Six Siege director is going to be working at Ubisoft again. Imagine you quit your job and you go work somewhere else, and then you just get acquired by the other place that you work at, and then you're back to your job.
I wonder if they were just stalking him. That would be a little bit funny.
Yeah, the team is working on something Giants, a MOBA called, because this MOBA, March of Giants. Brian Fleming, the co-founder of Sucker Punch, is leaving the studio, Derwin, and is leaving Jason Connell and Adrian Bentley to continue running the studio. He has been there for, I believe, 25 years or something like that, which means he would have worked on the Sly Coopers and I can't actually, the 30th anniversary. So he would have worked on everything: Sly Cooper, the Infamous games, and the Ghost games. Wonder if he's going to do as a little startup studio or something, because it doesn't say he's retiring. Derwin, there are reports that Nintendo will offer an alternative to the Switch 2 controversial game key cards. This is not coming directly from Nintendo just yet. This is coming from a developer who is claiming this, and they're basically going to offer smaller cartridges, a 16 gigabyte and a 13 gigabyte option, versus the only option, which was 34 gigabyte, which we were being told was the reason why a lot of developers opted to go for the game key card, because it would have improved their profit margin over paying over for these little, 64 gig cards. We did get some conflicting information this year. If you remember Star Wars Outlaws, I think they said they intentionally used the game key card from a programming perspective. It actually helped with reading the video game. I guess if it's downloaded directly onto the console. So I don't know. I think we're going to find out more about these game key cards. But again, this is not coming directly from Nintendo.
I don't know if that is true. We'll
Yeah.
have to see. Because it seems weird that Nintendo would offer something different so quickly, right?
You remember the survey they did this year?
Yeah.
Where people, they were surveying customers, and people were basically saying, no, we don't want these game key cards.
Okay. Well, we'll see if that comes true then.
Well, let's see if this comes true, Derwin. NVIDIA is reportedly cutting RTX 50 series production in 2026 by as much as 30 to 40%. Do you have an explanation for this? What the heck is this going? This is from a Chinese outlet called Bantang via BenchLife.
Yeah, so they basically just don't want to even bother wasting their money putting VRAM into their lower series cards and even their consumer cards. So obviously the 50 series are aimed towards consumers. They have their AI specific chips that are the real money makers for them. So they don't want to offer any of the low end cards that don't have much margin for them. I think they're either going to be, the 5060 and 5070, I think, are the ones on the chopping block. Why bother even putting 8 gigs of RAM on there when they sell for so little, when you could put all that VRAM towards the 5090s and 5080s
and
that more people are dishing out big money for, and of course the AI cards.
So this has to do with the increase in RAM and the kind of hoarding of the AI companies.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a buddy of mine who made a little AI video. It was a clip that you had of me from the Ghost of Yote review spoiler cast episode. And he took it and he turned it into an AI video where I'm kissing Donald Trump. And then one of my friends is like, yeah, so I literally can't afford RAM because this video had to be made.
Well, now you have to share the video.
I'll send it to you. It's so stupid. I'm like, dude, you don't even follow video games. You don't even listen to my podcast. You haven't talked to me in 6 months. You just freaking made this and just threw it in the group chat and then left.
This is AI now. This is what we're paying for.
I got another question. Do you think this has anything to do with it? Valve is quietly ending production of the most affordable Steam Deck. That's the $500 LCD 256
I don't think so.
6 gigabyte one, no?
I think they're just sunsetting one of the SKUs, because the original LCD Steam Deck is quite different from the Steam Decks in terms of what is even inside. So I think they're just finding that consumers are probably not buying that when the OLED is out. They just want to sunset one of the SKUs.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think it's particularly about the RAM situation, but I think this must have been on their roadmap anyways.
Dude, we got some sales number for this year. Another video game has broken the Call of Duty best-selling, title. And it is Battlefield 6. It is the US's best-selling game of 2025 to date this year, followed by NBA 2K26, Monster Hunter Wilds, Borderlands 4, EA College Football 26, Madden NFL 26, until we get to Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and then Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, Ghost of Yote, surprised to see it that high up, EA Sports FC 26, MLB The Show 25, Elden Ring Night Rain, which is crazy numbers, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, WWE 2K25, Minecraft, Forza Horizon 5 on the PlayStation, that for sure sold a lot, Split Fiction, and Helldivers 2. Yeah, another game in the last recent history takes away the crown from Call of Duty. Most recently was Hogwarts Legacy that outsold Call of Duty in 2023. And that one, I believe, has now sold for 40 million copies. As far as hardware is concerned, PlayStation 5 was the best-selling piece of hardware in the US in November, ahead of the Switch 2. Yeah, but apparently there's like some conflicting information where like November actually was the worst year for hardware sales in 30 years. I mean, Black Ops 7 was the best-selling game of November, but they only sold 1.6 million units of video game hardware in the US in November 2025, which is the lowest since 1995, where it was 1.4 million. So I don't know. This is coming from Matt Piscatella from Circana, who he gets his numbers right. Compared to like 2019, 3.9 million units sold in November, which was like at the tail end of the console generation 2019, and it was still selling.
Yeah, I wonder what it is. I think it's just maybe Gen Z. They don't see the value of buying hardware like a PS5 when they can play on their phones.
During the Game Awards this year, broke a record viewership. 7th year in a row, the numbers were 171 million globally live streams on YouTube, Twitch, Steam, TikTok Live, Xkick, Facebook, and Instagram Live. I'm pretty surprised by that number. That's a pretty big number.
Those are pretty conflicting numbers, because one is saying that, the hardware sales aren't moving, but the other one is saying that the Video Game Awards viewership is like all-time high.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what's the disconnect here?
Yeah, I didn't think that there'd be that many.
They're all just playing Wuthering Waves. They're waiting to see the Player's Choice Award.
The Player's Choice Award, yeah. Jeez.
Which is wild.
And that's it for us this week. It is Monday, December 22nd. I do not anticipate anything crazy happening this next week. So I think we could probably skip news this week. I don't really anticipate anything happening the week after that, too. That's like, what is that? December 29, 30, 31st, New Year's Day, and the 2nd. I don't think a lot's going to go down that week as well. So maybe we reconvene on, I don't know, the 10th of January for regular news. But in the meantime, we will do our Game of the Year episode, presumably this weekend. We'll talk maybe this weekend, maybe not. We'll see. And our 2025 predictions or 2026 predictions episode. Sorry. I am excited for those more than I'm excited for anything else. I just do the podcast for those 2 episodes. I can't wait.
Yeah, you suffer for the whole year just so you can do that? I
suffer for the whole year so I could do that. I'm listening to the Game of the Year episode. I loved it. The one from last year.
Nice. We'll revisit. We'll see if anything changes.
I am going to mention some of the stuff we said last year too. So just to kind of remind you of some of the things we did.
I can't even remember what I said. You'll have to recap me.
I know you can't.
Yeah, anyway, I still haven't played Stellar Blade. I can't believe I have.
Well, I was looking at the our missed games, and I have a list of. Well, I'm gonna save it for that episode, but I wrote down the games that we said, we missed them this year. If we played them, maybe they would have made our list. And I'm like, yeah, me and Derwin still haven't played these.
What was the list again?
You
just
were
for as a little
than me. No, I'm gonna leave it for the episode. But you were a little bit better than me. You made a push. I believe you've knocked off 2 of the 5 games that you said you need to play. Well, one of them you're not done, but one of them you said I think you're done.
Yeah, I mean, Indiana Jones is like the glaring one. The other one, oh man, I'd have to think about it.
I haven't even started the games. I haven't even started them up, the ones I said I missed.
You tried.
No, I didn't try. Anyway, thanks for joining us, guys. I hope you enjoyed what you listened to. If you did, leave us a like, a subscribe, share, follow. You could get us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube at the Slow Run Cast on all 3 of those platforms. Thanks for listening, guys, and we will see you next time. We're out.